So many women today are on a healing journey because they were indiscriminate in how they gave themselves to men. And this isn't a knock on women, but an observation on culture. Society is hypersexualized, sexual norms are very loose, and the consequences are actually hardest on women. Since casual sex is no longer seen as a taboo, a majority of women now have access, sexual access, to top tier men, since men have lower physical standards than do women. Short version is that this locks out the majority of men from the sexual marketplace, like someone's throwing a party and over half of the men aren't invited, which is frustrating for those men, of course, but it's the women acting indiscriminately who wind up with permanent psychological damage. Typical scenario is that the broken woman finally wakes up to her situation and finds a man who wasn't invited to the party. He's relieved to finally have a chance, but he's blind to how damaged this woman actually is. She talks about being on the healing journey and emotional maturity and other such things, but she's not emotionally mature. She's emotionally damaged. And women, being emotional creatures, don't handle accountability very well, since of course it makes them feel bad. Then you factor in how mentally unstable a woman has to be in order to give herself to dozens of men in the first place, and it's a recipe for disaster. The salient problem for her new man is that she doesn't feel any of that damage as her fault. It must be the fault of men in general, including the poor guy she's with now. But he's not the guy who never called her again after a one-night stand. That's a guy she met at the club whose last name she never even knew. The point is, most of these men are decent guys who genuinely want to help these women. The men sincerely believe if they just treat this woman well and help her heal, then it'll work out. No, it won't. Just like alcoholism or schizophrenia can't be cured but only managed, likewise the indiscriminate woman.